This evening, first we delve into a startling discovery at the Bowside compound in Mackenzie Linden, where human skeletal remains were found, prompting a police investigation. Authorities are working diligently to identify the remains and uncover this puzzling discovery's circumstances. In celebration news, Digicel Guyana marks its 17th anniversary with a jubilant celebration of technological advancement and customer-centric innovation. Digicel's CEO expressed gratitude to loyal customers and reiterated the company's commitment to providing world-class telecommunications solutions. The Ghana Police Force has issued wanted bulletins for twins in connection with several supermarket robberies. With the duo believed to be behind multiple armed robberies across the region, authorities are appealing to the public for information on their whereabouts. In a tragic update, police in Region 7 are investigating the suspected drowning of a 31-year-old minor. We'll bring you the updates as this investigation progresses. Lastly, we turn our attention to a global concern as a conference in Qatar discusses ways to address the issue of world hunger and food waste. Despite the production of enough food for everyone, almost a third goes to waste annually. We'll explore the proposed solutions to ensure basic needs are met for all. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 8th, 2024. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, a startling discovery at the Bowside compound in Mackenzie Linden has sparked a police investigation after a technical services and environmental coordinator, Wainwright Bethune, reported finding human skeletal remains this morning. According to Bethune, the revelation came to light when he overheard workers discussing an unsettling incident that had occurred on Tuesday afternoon. It was alleged that a colleague stumbled upon a skeleton while relieving himself in the bushes. Taking immediate action, Bethune commenced an investigation into the matter. Subsequently, he reached out to a contract worker who confirmed the sighting and provided the location of the remains. Police swiftly responded to the scene. Upon arrival, they found the skeletal remains lying in a drain within the tailing pond area at the northeastern end of the Bowside compound. Notably, some bones were missing from the lower limbs. The entire scene was photographed and processed. The skeletal remains were transferred to the pensioners' funeral home, where an examination of the remains will be conducted on Friday. As investigations into this puzzling discovery continues, authorities are working to identify the remains and uncover the circumstances surrounding its discovery within the compound premises. In celebration news, Digicel Guyana proudly commemorated its 17th anniversary of service to the people of Guyana in a jubilant celebration of technological advancement and customer-centric innovations at the Pegasus Hotel earlier today. During brief remarks, the communications manager of Digicel Guyana, Gabriella Chapman, said, to mark the 17 years of providing exceptional telecommunications services to Guyana, the company is gearing up for an extravagant celebration filled with exciting deals and events over the next 17 days.
This year, we are going to be making millionaires out of 17 people. So we have 17 millionaires in 17 days. 17 consecutive days starting tomorrow. Guyanese, 17 Guyanese people who are Digicel customers will receive $1 million. And how they're going to qualify for that, all they have to do is top up with $1,000. Every $1,000 top up gives them one entry into a draw. So the more $1,000 they put in their phones, the more times their number will be in that draw to be pulled to be that millionaire for 17 days straight. So if they top up tomorrow, they're in the draw tomorrow and can be pulled. If they're not pulled tomorrow, they can try again on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, straight through for 17 days, and they can be a millionaire.
Customers can look forward to special discounts on smartphones, making it the perfect opportunity to upgrade their devices or explore new digital experiences. Chapman added that this is not all the company has to offer. Many more exciting 17s are in store.
We're going to be doing some rehabilitation work at the Mahaika Girls Home. If you know, you would have known Digicel would have gifted the ministry with that home in Mahaika. So we went and do a site visit and we see some work needs to be done there. So we're going to make that one of our CSR projects immediately. We're also giving back to 17 needy families. We're going to give them hampers. We're also giving back to pets as well. We're going to be adopting 17 pets from the Rosewood Foundation, and we're going to be giving back to them for our anniversary as well. And the children, we are also going to be giving back to 17 schools across Guyana. We're going to be prioritizing those projects immediately. But throughout the year, we're also going to be invested in giving back to various communities across the country, because you guys would have supported us. You're the reason we would have been able to stay here for 17 years and counting.
Reflecting on this milestone, Deonarine Gopal, CEO of Digicel Guyana, expressed gratitude to the loyal customers who contributed to the company's success. He emphasized Digicel's unwavering commitment to providing world-class telecommunications solutions that empower individuals, businesses, and communities to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. Moving on, the Guyana Police Force has issued wanted bulletins for two brothers concerning robberies committed in several supermarkets between December 4th, 2023 and January 24th, 2024. The wanted men are twins, 21-year-old Kevin Fredericks and Kellon Fredericks. The duo's last known addresses are under naming Sandpit Essequibo Coast and Tushin East Bank Essequibo. The robberies were committed at Sandhill Back Dam, Cuyuni River Windsor Castle, and the Essequibo Coast. It is believed that the couple committed multiple armed robberies on a variety of supermarkets throughout the region. The police are asking if seen or anyone who has information about the whereabouts of the twins to contact the police at 225-6940-911 or contact the nearest police station. Stick around when we return. Minor drowns while swimming across the Puruni River in Region 7. And Venezuela national receives 4-year prison sentence for human trafficking.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you can be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl, forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Police in Region 7 are investigating the suspected drowning of a 31-year-old minor at Chinese Creek Back Dam, Puruni River, on Tuesday, February 6. The deceased has been identified as Alexandra Angoy of Diamond Housing Scheme East Bank, Demerara. Investigations disclosed that Angoy and his 18-year-old cousin, also a minor, were at Chinese Creek Back Dam when they both decided to swim across the Puruni River to reach Angoy's camp. While swimming across the river, the deceased went under the water while his cousin managed to swim to shore. The cousins raised an alarm and informed persons, including the missing man's mother, who also works in the Chinese Creek area. A search party was formed, but the search for the body came up empty-handed. However, yesterday, the search party, which included the police, conducted searches and the motionless body of Angoy was found and fished out of the Puruni River. The police examined the body and no marks of violence was observed. It is, however, awaiting a post-mortem examination. In other news, a 41-year-old businesswoman, Maylene Cordova, of Bayrado Road, Bartica, has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for trafficking a Venezuelan national for sexual exploitation when she appeared in court on Wednesday, February 7th. Cordova, also a Venezuelan national, appeared before Magistrate Crystal Lambert and was sentenced to 4 years in prison and ordered to pay $1.5 million in restitution to the victim. No stranger to the law, Cordova had a previous conviction. She was charged by the Guyana Police Force's Trafficking in Persons Unit and found guilty and sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for operating a brothel. The Guyana Police Force has stated that in its effort to combat trafficking in persons, it will continue with its operational measures such as intelligence-led operations, spot inspections, awareness campaigns, and training initiatives across all the regions of Guyana. The public is encouraged to continue to report suspected instances of trafficking in persons utilizing the Ministry of Social Services 24 hours English or Spanish tape hotline numbers on the screen. Don't go away after the break. Thousands flee in eastern DR Congo as M23 rebels advance near Goma. And China market recovery regulators step in to support stock market.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Millions of people die from hunger every year. Enough food is being produced in the world for everyone, but almost a third of it goes to waste. A conference in Qatar is looking at ways to ensure people's basic needs are being met. Al Jazeera's Imogen Kimber reports.
Every year, millions of people are facing starvation, 45 million of whom are children, while billions of tons of food is going to waste.
Globally, we produce more than 3 billion tons of food grains every year. More than 30% of it globally is wasted.
It's estimated that millions of people starve to death every year. Here at this conference in Doha, delegates are discussing how policymakers need to prioritise people's right to get food and how to stop many unnecessary deaths from hunger. National and international trade policies tend to support large agricultural enterprises and corporations who dominate the global food market.
It's a highly problematic situation when the corporate sector gives the policy direction to public decision makers. We have seen this in 2021 UN Food Systems Summit, where huge corporations also active in the pesticides or food sector, influencing heavily the decisions being made by the UN. Normally states should do that.
FIAN International, which advocates for the right to adequate food and nutrition, says 60% of agricultural land in the world is owned by the richest 10% of all landowners, which, along with the corporation's ability to set prices, means it's tough for small-scale farmers to survive.
Small-scale farmers and small-scale and local communities, they're not able to actually access the markets to sell these products, and so the people, the poor people that really rely on, the food, services, goods from these small-scale farmers are not able to access or even afford.
Climate change is a cause of food shortages in countries that are experiencing severe weather changes and rely on their own food sources.
The countries that are most seriously affected by climate change actually are sub-Saharan Africa. And this is, if you know, it is happening since 1980s when we have very severe drought. Kenya, over the last 5 years, they have severe drought because of climate change. Kenya lost about 80% of their livestock in the last 5 years.
But this year, Kenya has the opposite problem: flooding. Across the rest of East Africa, the story is the same. Years of drought, then flooding that destroys crops. But the biggest cause of starvation is conflict, something that is also affecting many countries in the region, like Sudan and Ethiopia, alongside climate change. Those attending this conference say it's absolutely critical that policies are changed to tackle climate change, end conflicts, and stop protecting corporations ahead of individuals' basic rights and needs. Imogen Kimber, Al Jazeera, Doha.
The Democratic Republic of Congo's government says it's taken back control of a crucial town in the east. Sake was surrounded by M23 rebels during heavy fighting with government troops. Al Jazeera's Barbara Ngopa reports.
A South African peacekeeping convoy patrols the road between Sake and Goma in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. It's part of a South African regional mission supporting Congolese soldiers to protect the North Kivu capital Goma from advancing M23 rebels. Thousands of people have been forced to leave villages around Sake during heavy fighting.
We saw soldiers running away from their positions as fighting erupted between them and the rebels. That's why we left. The fighting was too intense in the city.
The situation in Sake is very bad, with heavy fighting between soldiers and M23 rebels. They have attacked with heavy guns and bombs fell on the city. This is why we are leaving for Goma.
Government soldiers and UN peacekeepers have been struggling to contain M23 rebels since late 2021, when the armed group relaunched its rebellion. The United Nations backs government accusations that Rwanda is supporting the fighters, but Rwanda denies this.
As you know, the situation on the ground is very worrying and alarming. It raises the risk of a regional explosion, or at any rate of a very strong intensification, with a regional characteristic or an increased regional component, with the involvement of different countries in the region to a greater extent.
President Felix Tshisekedi promised to deal with the violence in eastern Congo during his re-election campaign. But barely a month since he won December elections, rebels are defying his authority. The UN has urged the government to send reinforcements to Ituri, North and South Kivu provinces, as peacekeepers prepare to withdraw from the DRC by the end of the year. Barbara Angepa, Al Jazeera.
Investors are closely monitoring China's stock market to see whether the government's rescue plan will succeed. Stock prices recovered after Chinese state regulators vow to take steps to support the markets, but overall confidence in the world's second largest economy remains low. Al Jazeera's Katrina Yu reports.
Chinese stock prices are rebounding, with the country's blue chip companies staging their biggest rally since 2022. Chinese technology company Alibaba was among the biggest gainers. It comes days after Chinese stock market valuations fell to 5-year lows last week. Behind the turnaround, government intervention. China's securities regulator vowed to take steps to crack down on what it described as malicious short selling and urged institutional investors to expand their investments. Some hedge funds and brokerages reported bans on selling. And a state fund dubbed the National Team also intervened, helping to stem a sell-off. But analysts say unless more is done to stimulate China's stagnating economic growth, government efforts could backfire.
The expectation is so weak. And that means even if temporarily, maybe the state can do something to push the stock market up, but that would cause more people to sell rather than to buy. So in the short term, actually, we have this high risk that the Chinese stock market will go down much further.
China's growth achieved last year's government target of 5%, but the International Monetary Fund predicts more problems to come for the world's second largest economy. The property sector, a major driver of growth, is in decline, with no sign of recovery.
China's volatile stock market is just one symptom of a widespread confidence crisis. The government has so far refused to implement any major effort to stimulate the economy, and many experts believe that until that happens, gains will be short-lived and pessimism about the country's future will remain. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safe TV2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 5:30 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.